Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another episode of the Chocolate Shake. Inshallah, today I'd like to talk about politics and what's going on here in the political realm in America. Now, of course, everything in life involves politics. There's no way around it. So for us believing people, there's no way that you can dodge or really opt out of the political sphere. Even if you don't vote, somehow or another, you'll be dragged in or drawn in to the politics, either in your local area, your state government, or the federal government. But one way or the other, politics will touch your life and you will be involved voluntarily or involuntarily. Now, the question is, should you really vote for what it is that we have before us in President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump? That is the question. Are these two persons worthy enough to receive your vote, to get your vote? And the other question for the movement or the believing person is, should we even be involved in this political schema that we have here in America? Should we even involve ourselves in this? So let me answer that question first. I learned from my spiritual masters and my teachers long ago that no matter what it is that you do, whether you vote or you don't vote, that at the end of the day, this country as it is, and running in this two-party system under this oligarchical controlled system, right? Where the rich control everything, where they're able to buy politicians, etc. The system that we have is already failing. It's not a good system, it's failing. And because we live in this system, the question is, should we participate in erecting people that we know at the end of the day, they come after us behind our vote, but we know full well what their agendas are. The agendas are the agendas of those who have the money, the rich. They buy the politicians, and the politicians do as they say, not as we say, although they need us to put them in office. So the short answer is, what are you going to benefit from voting for these people, except that we know that this country is on its way to damnation. We know this thing is doomed. Now, there's another opinion that at least you should have a hand on the steering wheel. If you are part of a nation, then you should put at least one hand on the steering wheel to make sure that these people just don't tank you. They just don't take you off course and destroy you. So these have been the two opinions of the people who are the movement, the believing people. And at one time, I was of the opinion that, yes, put one hand on the steering wheel. Now, I don't know so much so. Your brother believes that this nation is through. I don't believe it has much longer to go, not at least the way it is. And I have no faith whatsoever in these politicians. I have no faith whatsoever in the system as it is. The system as it is something that has been propped up by people from the past that have really put my people in a permanent underclass. So why would I, as a black man, cheer on a system that's already been developed to trap us where we are so that it can maintain itself as it is? I think that's a very foolish thing for us to do. And I personally believe that these types of systems need to be got rid of. Hook, nook, or crook. Hopefully we can do it by maybe vote or protestation, maybe, and not have to go towards something that's more violent, etc. Allah is the best knower. I don't know. And at this juncture, I don't believe, though, that this country really can be saved by doing politics as usual. There's no way. If you do politics as usual, then we have no chance on correcting ourselves. Because again, this system is bought and paid for. The oligarchs have wrapped it up. They have the politicians in their pocket. These people are nothing but sycophants. That's all they are. They're nothing but water boys for the rich and the powerful. And the rich and the powerful at top, they're the ones that run the United States of America. And it's just that simple. Whatever agendas they're on, those are the agendas that are put before the people and propagated. Unfortunately, those agendas don't help the people. They only help those who are at the top. And everybody else, you just kind of go along with the ride and they grind you down and grind you down and grind you down until I guess what? The people gonna pop up one day and start looking toward revolution. Or the other thing people will do is they'll submit to it and become serfs. Many times in history, we see where the population submit to these types of authorities and they become serfs. They just go along to get along. Every now and again, people rise up and you'll get some type of revolution and the people will topple the system. And again, Allah knows the better about this country and where it's going. So what am I saying? I'm saying personally that if I were to cast a ballot, it would definitely be cast for a third party. I would probably look at the Green Party. I lean left on this political spectrum, what it is that America calls the left. Because as far as I'm concerned, America is not even a middle nation. It's far right. It's gone to the right. It's going further and further to the right, right? So it has nothing to do with being a balanced nation, right? They give us this ideal that the Republican Party and the Democratic Party are two parties that kind of balance each other off. Well, that's a false understanding. The Democratic Party is to the right of the world's middle, and our Republican Party has fallen off the edge on the right side. Okay, so we don't have a left party in America. We do have left-leaning people who call themselves progressives, and they might call themselves socialists or communists or whatever ism that people want to call themselves. But at the end of the day, that's weak in America. America has no real left. But if I were to vote today, then I would vote definitely for a left-leaning candidate, a candidate like Jill Stein or one of our brother Dr. Cornel West or somebody again who's left-leaning. But we know that third parties aren't going to win anything in this country. So what can a third party do? A third party could put leverage on one of those parties, the Republican Party or the Democratic Party, to show them that the citizenry is getting serious. And if they don't give us what we want, then we will withhold our votes and give it to a third party. So for the right-leaning people, that might be the Libertarian Party. And again, for the left-leaning people, that would look like the Green Party. So that's when you cast your vote. And that way you could shake up the Republican Party and shake up the Democratic Party a little bit to get them to look at you and listen to you. And hopefully maybe through time start to pull power away from the oligarchs. I don't know how real that is. But I bring that up because people are asking, Sheikh, what are we going to do with this election coming up? Are we going to hand Donald Trump the presidency again and give it back to him? Or are we going to give it to this old doter who's holding office now with his decrepit self? This man is clearly a man who is so old now. And he's becoming to the point where mentally we know he doesn't have the capacity to really rule. He doesn't have the capacity to do the job. So it's scary. This is where we are with President Biden. So what do we do, Sheikh? What are we here to do? My advice to you is to look toward the third parties and cast your ballot toward the third parties. I do not believe that President Trump was a good president, nor will he be a good president. And I also do not believe that Joe Biden was a good president, nor would I think his next term he would be a better president. So we have nothing here to vote for as far as I'm concerned. So let's look at the third parties. Whoever pops up with the Libertarian Party and perhaps Jill Stein with the Green Party or Dr. Cornel West. That's all we have. So again, my teachers taught me that when you can be involved in politics, you should. So with your local elected officials, support them. Look at a candidate from the local side that you feel good about and you support that candidate. On the state level, do exactly the same. You look through the people who are there, and then you choose the people who most represent what it is that we believe that the movement people, the believing people, rest on. Like, hey, they share our philosophy. I don't know how many of them you're going to find that do that, but at least give it a shot. And on the national level, I tell you, I've just wiped my hands. I don't know what to say about the national level. This thing is in bad shape. This is where we are as Americans. So I wanted to chime in to answer those who have been calling me about my position on what's going on out here with the presidential campaign. And this thing is going to ratchet up. This is getting ready to get ugly, I think. And people are going to be in dire straits to make a choice, because we really do have two horrible choices. We have two people who appear to me don't have their heads on straight about how it is that they view the world. They still view the world through a lens of, for lack of a better expression, Western supremacy or maybe even white supremacy. And unfortunately, that's just not going to cut it in the world where we are today. These wars, the war in Ukraine and the war that's going on right now in Palestine, they have no good answers. Neither one of these guys have good answers on how it is that you stop these wars. At least with Trump, he's saying that, well, I'll try to stop the wars, as opposed to Biden leaning into the wars. So that's good to hear. But on the other hand, we know that former President Trump, this man is, to me, he's not a very sane man. He's not a good man. And he's definitely amongst those people that I spoke about, the oligarchical class who have their own agendas. So when you put him in the office, oh my God, if you're a working class American, you're just being taken for a ride. So this is my position on this political landscape right now. And perhaps maybe things will change as we get closer and closer to November, where we have to vote. But this is what the shake is on it for those who are asking my opinion. All right. I pray that my answer was satisfactory. But if you want something else, please leave it in the comments. We could talk about it. And inshallah, we'll work something out and find out what it is that we believe in people can do. But again, always remember, as far as I'm concerned, I think this old country is definitely going through a decline. I don't know if there's a way back for it. So there you have it. If you like what I said, please give me a like on the video. And if you have not already, please subscribe to my channel. Y'all take care out there. The Sheikh loves you. Peace.